Welcome back to my filmmaking journey. For my newer subscribers, this is a segment that I started to share movies I've made, talk about films I want to make, and hopefully communicate more about filmmaking in general on this channel and share with you guys my career goals and my aspirations and things that I'd like to hopefully achieve. And in the past, I've talked about some of the shorts I've made over the past few years, Auditorium 6 and Notes from Melanie. And in a recent QMR video, I mentioned that I am working on a feature. And I'm going to talk about all three of those things in this video and give you guys some new announcements and updates. First, Auditorium 6. That film is still under contract with a company that has agreed to put it in an anthology that's all about horror comedies with various other short films and mine. And they're working on that right now. I haven't talked about that in the past because it seemed a little up in the air, but now I've signed things and it really seems like it's happening. I just recently talked with them and they're in the middle of producing all of this and trying to make it happen. So hopefully you guys can see my short film along with a bunch of other cool shorts in a horror anthology that will have, as of right now, hopefully a very, very, very small theatrical release and then a physical release, and then they're going to pitch to streaming services. I'm not telling you what the company is because A, it's a very small company, and B, I don't want them to be bombarded with requests because they're working on it right now. In fact, I don't really think they want me to tell you about this, but the honest truth is I started this segment so that I could be transparent with you guys. The filmmakers that inspire me the most are the ones who are really honest, who are just really open about what filmmaking is like. They don't try to treat it like it's some mystery or some secret, like how do you make a movie? You know, like anyone really can. I talked about Mark Duplass in the past and his speech that he gave, and one of the reasons it inspired me so much is because it was just like a guy saying exactly what he did to make a movie. He didn't say like, just go make one. You know, he didn't just like give you this really vague sort of pat on the back answer. He was like, do this, do this, do this. And that's what I want to do with this segment. I want to let you guys in. I want to let you know what I'm working on. So let's talk about Notes from Melanie. It's had its festival run. I had a really good time going to various theaters and watching it with some audiences. It was honestly pretty cool. I had a really great time doing that. But now that it's over, it's time for a digital release. I really want to share that with you guys. And I've been weighing a lot of different options because there's a lot. There's so many nowadays. And I thought about Amazon Prime, putting it up for like 99 cents or $2 or something. But they take so much of your earnings. It's a pretty large percentage. I looked at some other options too, and I talked to some people, and I decided I'm just going to give it to you for free. I'm going to upload it to YouTube this weekend, probably Friday. That's the goal right now, is Friday. And it's just, I want you to have fun watching it. And I know that a lot of my subscribers are not going to be able to afford to pay for something. And so I want to make sure that you guys can see it. Now, I can't guarantee I'm always going to do that with films. I mean, you have to make your money back, but Notes from Melanie, I was able to shoot for a fairly reasonable budget, and so I'm just excited to share it with people because we had a really great time making that. It was a really absurd and hilarious time because it's a very, very off-the-wall, bizarre comedy. It has drama in it too, don't get me wrong. Like, I did try to craft a couple compelling characters while they're having this conversation about this insane script. But I really also wanted it to be very bizarre because that's kind of my sensibilities. And so I'm going to put it up this weekend, probably Friday. If you love it, great. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, that's great too. You make a short film to learn how to make better films. Short films are supposed to be learning experiences. They're supposed to teach you how to make better movies. And I feel like just from Auditorium 6 to Notes from Melanie, I learned so much about being on set, about making movies, about working with actors. I can't wait to take it to the next level, which we'll talk about in a second. But I will also be releasing an audio commentary for Notes from Melanie, and I'm just going to overlay it over the video and release a separate video probably 2 or 3 days after the short film drops. So you guys can also watch an audio commentary version from me, and I give you some insight about why I wanted to make it and on-set experiences and some of the connections I was able to make on the film with other actors and special effects people. So look forward to seeing Notes from Melanie this Friday. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Let's talk about that feature that I mentioned in my QMR video. So a lot of people have told me, in fact, they've warned me just not to talk to you guys about this. And I've been told many times to not let you guys in too much. And I just don't want to do that. That's not why I started my channel. I specifically started my channel to connect with you guys about film and about filmmaking. And now I have this opportunity, and I'm not going to let that go. So I have about 7 outlines and 2 completed feature scripts, as well as 3 others that are in various states of development. The outlines are all very like treatments, you know, like you write paragraphs about what you want to happen, and you try to craft that, then you write it. But I have two completed scripts. One of them is really close to being made, but because of its budget, I would have to pair with some financiers to hopefully get that film made. It's just not the type of money that I can raise on my own. The other one, though, is a much smaller movie. It is the type of movie that I can make on my own, and I wanted to make it next. I wanted to make the other film first and have the smaller one come next. I've been thinking about it for many years now. It's a idea that I've had for a long time. My wife and I have actually been developing it. And I decided, you know what, if I can just do this now without having to shake anyone's hand, without having to ask anyone permission, without having to go to any meetings or any phone calls or Skype conversations, and I can just literally make that without anyone looking over my shoulder because I have that money right now, fuck it. Why am I not doing that? So all winter, I'm really going to be fine-tuning this script and try to make it as best as I can so that in the spring of 2020, we can actually start shooting, and I'll be working on that next year. It's a very low-budget feature, okay? This isn't like, fucking special effects everywhere and Tom Cruise and shit, so keep your expectations reasonable, please. I'm trying to make a movie that I can make without having to worry about the Hollywood or studio system. I'm trying to bypass that. What really inspired me was Christopher McQuarrie, actually, on Twitter. He had a thread. He is the writer-director of some of the most recent Mission Impossible movies. He wrote The Usual Suspects. He had this great thread about not waiting for opportunities to come to you and not trusting that system that you've heard about for so long to carry you. You just have to make your own opportunities. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So look forward to notes from Melanie this Friday, as well as a commentary, and hopefully Auditorium 6 in that anthology sometime in 2020. It's out of my hands now. I've signed it away. It's up to them. And that feature that is where a lot of my mind is going to be for the next year. Because as you guys know, and I've said this a lot, I don't want to review movies for the rest of my life. I love talking about film on this channel. I love communicating with you guys about movies, but it just doesn't fulfill me artistically. That's the honest truth. I've always wanted to direct. And so that's what I'm going to be working towards doing. And I'm going to use this segment to let you guys into that and hopefully inspire some of you guys to try that as well. And don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be reviewing movies. You're going to see your new release reviews and all that stuff. It's just that I'm going to be really focused on this filmmaking thing for a while. And I'm going to do my best to always keep my channel up to date as I can have, like I've continued to do that. Even though I've been talking to you guys about all the movies I'm trying to make, I've reviewed a shit ton of movies this year, and I'm going to keep doing it. Guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching. Look forward to all that very soon. I'm excited to share notes from Melanie with you this Friday. Keep writing and keep filming.